And welcome on in to another episode of Getting Wild with Terry and Friends. I'm Terry. Tim will be joining me here shortly as well. So today's show obviously is a little bit early, 2 p.m. Eastern. Things will be getting back to normal next week. We do have a new schedule, so I will go over that first. So starting next week, Monday to Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern. So the time that we do the NHL preview shows, those will all be done. The rest of the videos will be coming out on the weekend. We'll be doing the Toronto Maple Leafs today at 4 p.m. Eastern. But starting next week, Monday to Friday, shows will be back at 4 p.m. Eastern, the regular time we had for hockey. So make sure to tune into that. Saturdays, there will now be 2 shows. There'll be one show, most likely around 1 p.m. Eastern, as we normally do. May move that to 12, depending on certain situations. But there'll be kind of an earlier Saturday show for the Saturday games, and then we'll be doing a Saturday night show for Sunday games. So that Saturday night show will be kind of will be a live show when games are going on. So we can also answer any questions about any live games during that show. But it'll be focusing on Sunday's games. And then also there will no longer be a Sunday show. Instead of getting everything crammed in Sunday morning, it's better just to do it Saturday night so that people can watch it then. Or if they get up early in the morning on Sundays, they can watch it then. It kind of works out better. So we'll try that and see how that goes. So this will start next week for the Monday to Friday, but it'll start Saturday. No show this Sunday. But we will take a look at the standings of the show. Here is Tim. Welcome on in. So you just missed my new schedule thing that I went over, but I'll be going over it at the end of the show. And you obviously know already. So
yeah, I already
know. Looking at the show yesterday, it was a profitable day for the show yesterday. So that's always great. Up almost 9 units in best bets, over 5.5 units in dog of the day. Total down around almost 5 units. For some reason, baseball totals haven't been going like football totals. And football totals have been going great. Improved even more after yesterday. Now up 11 units in NFL totals combined as a show. I'm at the bottom there at minus 2 units, so bringing everybody down. But everybody else is doing.
Sorry, I'll bring that one up.
Sorry,
I'll bring that one up though. The over under.
There you go. Yeah, you're in first there, so that's awesome. Dog of the day, a little bit down, 2.3 units. Best bets almost around break even there in NFL. College football, which we'll have more picks from today, kind of the same deal as football. Totals doing great. Dog of the day, best bets a little bit down. And then other sports profitable in all 3, especially totals. So basically totals, if it's not baseball, things are going well. So I have confidence that we'll get the baseball totals profitable as well sometime.
I mean, we don't have that much time left, but yeah.
Yeah, that's true. 10-0. I want to be like when I grow up, told my teacher this morning in class. Yeah, it's actually funny. I actually want to kind of mention something about a teacher. Okay, I'm not going to say I'm this huge successful person. Like I'm not a CEO of a business or anything of a company, but teachers told me in high school that I wouldn't amount to anything. And hey, I think I'm doing pretty good right now. So
yeah, you're
I'm
the
happy.
CEO of Getting Wild with Terry and Friends.
There we go. But yes, coming off a 10-0 night, if you tailed me on my 3 premium plays on the site, you won. If you tailed me on anything I gave out on the show yesterday, you won. So that's always nice when that happens. Opinion on live prop on Fetty over 3.5. Strikeout prop going into the top of the 4th. I took over 8.5 in that game. So not exactly looking. So Yeah. I don't really have too much opinion. Strike that. The line is closed. Something
I was
going
about
up.
to say, why are you live betting a strikeout prop? That's just weird.
Well, if it's
Betting it.
yeah, it depends on what the odds would be. I've never thought of doing that myself, but
No.
Terry, if you grew up in the States, especially in New York, they would have called you the next Jeff Bezos. I'm not sure what that means.
You don't know who Jeff Bezos is?
No.
He's the CEO of Amazon. He's like the richest man in the world.
Oh, okay. Oh, thanks, Kumano. Yo froze. I did see a freezer. I think we're good now, though. I think we
Yep,
should be
you're
good. And then IceX over 3.5 at plus 125. Is he at 3 right now? Because that's the only reason I would really. If he was like half away, that I would.
I'm surprised the Phillies found out what a run was. They actually scored today.
They haven't really been scoring a lot lately, which kind of made me. Yeah, we're good now. Kind of had me worried about taking the over, which I probably should have been worried about taking it, but those two pitchers have just been bad. So
I wouldn't have taken an over with that game, but he's got 2 strikeouts right now. He's got 2.
Yeah, so 4, probably I want to take it myself, but we will quickly look at preseason hockey. Tim, the Buffalo Sabres are not playing today, so I know you won't have anything.
Correct.
And the Minnesota Wild aren't playing today, so surprise, surprise, I don't have anything.
Oh, wow.
No, I didn't have time to look thoroughly into hockey today. But there is one game I'm looking at, so I will go over that. And that is that. Oh, never mind. Okay, I was looking at the New Jersey Devils. They were minus 115. Now they are minus 137. So I will not be taking them. The reason I didn't take them is because I could not see the Rangers lineup. Sure. So preseason is tough if you don't have both lineups. You can see one lineup is pretty good, but if you don't have the other lineup could be better, So preseason hockey, I'm kind of stepping back here and just if I see lineups early and there's value, I'll take it. But right now, nothing really here today that I want to really take. Underdogs. Sometimes you even want to fade the line movement. Wild were minus 108 yesterday, and I bet them. They moved to plus 150, and I bet them again, and they won by 3. So that's how it goes. But
same thing with the Hurricanes last night.
Yeah, they were big underdogs too. I think Melissa said at one point all the underdogs were winning. So preseason is a fluky thing. It's fluky. Capitals minus 1.5. There you go.
Enjoy. I'm not betting preseason hockey.
Yeah, I'm taking a step back myself.
I'll wait until the regular season to start putting in one play a day.
Well, I'll probably still keep backing the Wild because they're playing like they care in the preseason. All 3 games, like they've been competing, like they've won.
Oh, you asked them?
No, but if you watch them, you can see that they are playing. Kraken yesterday.
Oh yeah, the Kraken yesterday.
There were people on the Kraken. They cashed as well, so it's awesome. We will go and look at today's baseball slate. I wasn't sure if it was just going to be me or if now that Tim is here as well. But we'll just do it last pitch style and just break it down. So the game that's about to start in 1 minute, I do have the Cubs first 5 minus 0.5 plus 100. Basically, the reason for that, Ashcraft has not been playing well lately.
He's pitched once. He's pitched once in the last month, though.
Okay, so those 3 starts were
2 of them were in middle of August.
Okay. So in his last 3 starts, he hasn't been playing that well as of late. In his most recent start, obviously 8 hits, 4 earned runs at home against Milwaukee. Samson on the other side has been pitching well in his last 3 games, 6 innings in all 3. Has given up 1 earned run in 2 of the games, nothing against the Mets in 6 innings in early September. And the Cubs are winning right now. Won 4 of their last 5. And it just seems to me like the Reds are a team that are ready for the season to be over. And the Cubs are a team that's like playing that doesn't have any expectations on them, and they're just playing freely and having fun and winning games. So I want to back the team that's having fun and winning games, and not the team that's looking for the season to end. So I am on the Cubs first 5. Nothing in Phillies Nationals game 2. Nothing in the Yankees Baltimore game. Do have Toronto money line and a parlay, which I will get to here. Royals and Guardians. We have a pitching mismatch with Royals and with Singer and Savali, but not a game I want to get involved with. I don't really want to fade Cleveland at all right now, and I don't really want to back the Royals. So even with the the pitching mismatch, it is a pass for me. Twins Tigers, same thing, not touching it. Mets Braves, not touching it. This is a point in Mets Braves. I would look at the first 5 under, and then immediately someone would score 3 runs in the first, top of the first. So won't be touching that. Tampa and Houston. I am on Houston money line in my parlay with Toronto and one other team. I am totally fine backing Valdez. Rasmussen hasn't been playing that well lately, but he has been facing tough competition, and that will continue here. Houston clinched everything they need to, but still playing well, and I think they can beat up the Rays here. Marlins, Brewers, Sandy Alcantara against Burns. You're going to give me Miami first 5 plus a half, a minus 112. I get it. It's Corbin Burns on the other side, but I could easily see this game tied after 5 innings. So you're going to give me plus a half at minus 112. I'll take that all day. Another underdog. I can't believe I'm doing this, but I'm taking the Pittsburgh Pirates plus a half at plus 110. So that's even better odds. I'm getting plus money with the plus a half in the first 5. I am going against Jack Flaherty as much as I don't really want to do that. Well, no, he's a pitcher that's made me money basically his I don't want to say his entire career because yes, this year he has not been the same, but he's coming off injury and stuff. But in the past, he's always been a pitcher that's made me money. So not a pitcher that I really run to the window to fade. But Oviedo has been pitching really well lately. And this Pirates team, I just think this is a good spot for them. So plus a half in the first 5. Seattle, minus 1.5. Waldachuk is really bad. Gilbert, for the most part, is good. Mariners need to win. Doesn't mean they will. They were able to win yesterday barely against the Rangers team. But I really think this is a good spot against a bad pitcher and the Athletics, the Mariners. If they can't win this game by 2, then they have major issues, in my opinion. I'm going to back Darvish at home, again on the run line, plus 105 against the White Sox. Darvish has been elite lately, just pitching consistently elite, and especially at home. So I'll back him here against the White Sox. I'm on the Dodgers first 5, minus 1.5 at minus 110, which, surprise, surprise, is also my best bet. Chad Kuhl has not allowed less than 3 earned runs in 12 straight starts going back to July. He has consistently been allowing runs every game. Meanwhile, Kershaw, 2 or less runs in 6 straight games. This Rockies team is just bad. They almost came back and ruined my run line yesterday, which I had on the site. It finished 6-4. It was 6-0 when I went to bed. So they tried to come back, but weren't able to. And I don't think they're going to be able to against this Dodgers team. And that is it for me in baseball. I do have one play on the site at Picks and Parlays. If you want to find my premium plays on Picks and Parlays or Tim and Nick's as well, the link is in the description below at earlsportsbets.com. You can get my favorite play of the day there. Tim, MLB, what do you think about today's slate?
Yeah, we'll start off with that Chicago game that starts in 3 minutes, and I'm going to completely stay away from it. Just two teams that I don't want to go after right now. Chicago Cubs look good if they're going up against teams in the National League East. Other than that, they really haven't done much because I know they swept the Mets and they swept the Phillies recently. Yes, congratulations, get there. Baltimore and New York. Although I've been loving Baltimore all year, I'm not backing them today, and I think today's the day that that the season comes to an end for them. I think that there will be two teams that clinch today, and those will be the Mariners and the Tampa Bay Rays. I think that could be possibly because Seattle clinches with a win or a Baltimore loss. Tampa Bay clinches with a win and a Tampa Bay and a Baltimore loss, I believe. So I do think that I think all the wild card teams in the AL clinch after today. Baltimore, it's been a great season, but I think you guys are kind of done. Toronto still fighting for that top wild card spot. I have them on the run line today, fading Nick Pivetta. Minnesota and Detroit are playing for exercise. Kansas City is playing for exercise. Cleveland's trying to stay healthy. Probably the biggest game of the night. And I will be dead to the world once this game starts. Until the game ends, I'm on the Mets. I know, but whenever I can get Jacob deGrom at that good of a number at I got it at 110 last night. Now it's up to a 125. Big series. I'm going after the Mets. I also lean towards the under, but did not bet a total in that game. I kind of lean Tampa in that game. I know I just couldn't fade Valdez. I couldn't fade Framber, so that's the only reason why I didn't go after that game. But I do lean Tampa in that game. Probably the weirdest play that I have today: Miami, Milwaukee over the 6, with Alcantara and Burns. Burns has not been as good, and I could see both teams getting hit and both pitchers getting hit a little bit. A 3-3 game and it goes over. And that's kind of how I'm looking at that one. I do kind of lean towards Milwaukee as well, just because they're trying to catch the Phillies right now. They could have taken over a wild card spot last night, but that just didn't work out for them. They gave up a grand slam late. Pittsburgh, St. Louis. St. Louis trying to stay healthy. Pittsburgh playing for exercise. Texas and LA, both teams playing for exercise. I mentioned today, Seattle game. Today will be the day. Seattle will clinch their first playoff spot since 2001, where Ichiro was their leadoff hitter. Just want to put that one out there. I thought that was interesting. I have their run line, even money against the Oakland Athletics. I have the San Diego Padres run line. White Sox look done. They just want the end of the season. Padres, I believe, are pretty close to clinching a playoff spot at this point. The way that Philadelphia and Milwaukee are playing. I believe their lucky number is like 4 or something in that range. So I do like them, especially with Darvish on the mound to get the job done. Arizona game, 2 teams playing for exercise, not really interested. My biggest question of the day, and I know you're on one side. Why the hell are the Dodgers 400 favorites? I understand Chad Cool. They have nothing to play for. Why are they 400 favorites? If I'm going after anything in that game, it's Colorado plus 2.5, 1.5, sprinkle the money line. At this point in the season, I see zero reason for the Dodgers to be a minus 400 favorite. They've got the 1 seed clinched up. You're paying anywhere from minus 365 to minus 400 for 4 to 5 innings of Clayton Kershaw. I don't know. It just seems like a weird spot. I'm not betting it. I'm not going after it. That just seems like a really wide line for this point of the year. I understand the Dodgers are the best team in baseball. I understand Clayton Kershaw gets all the love. I just can't go after the Dodgers with this. So it'd be a lean towards Colorado, just value standpoint. But other than that, nothing else in there. I don't know if we touch on college football at all.
There's another sports section that we'll get to here.
Sounds good. Then I'll wait for that. I'll wait patiently for that.
But I think basically, so the Dodgers, they've won 4 of their last 5. Despite clinching, They've covered the minus 2.5, and 3 of their last 5. So I think basically the Dodgers aren't really playing like a team that's clinched. And
now, can I give a counter argument to that? They're
sure,
playing San Diego, so they're
and St.
playing
Louis
they're and St. Louis. They were kind of playing
before St.
spoiler.
Louis clinched.
Yeah, they're kind of
So
playing
they're still
spoiler.
playing good teams, and they're still winning, covering the spread. And now they're
I
against the
would
Rockies.
understand them being motivated against the Padres to try to bump them down a little bit, but against Colorado, I don't know. I'm not betting the game. Good luck to you. I hope you win your bets, but I just feel like
Well,
that's
no,
a
just because you asked why
Yeah.
are they priced like that? It's because the Rockies are so bad. The
They are
Rockies
bad.
look like they've given up. The Dodgers are still winning. The Dodgers have owned the Rockies all year long, and there's a huge pitching mismatch. So I think that is basically why the price is as it is. But yeah, it's not really an attractive game to bet, but I'll take the first 5 minus 1.5 because I could easily see this 5-0 Dodgers after 5.
That's fair.
Colorado Rockies will win tonight. Dodgers taking the night off.
I want to see what the lineup is for. I don't think they have had a confirmed lineup for the Dodgers yet. No confirmed lineup for the Dodgers. We'll see.
Yeah, they probably won't come out till later, but
correct.
I don't know. Even if they rest guys, they can still beat Chad Cole and the Rockies. The Rockies are bad. Like
they are bad.
I think they could rest half their team and they'd still cover for me. Like that's why I'm having no issues betting it. So yeah, Ryan, thank you for bringing it up. We just hit 400 subscribers. That is awesome. Thanks to everybody. Have you ever been to a wild game in Minnesota? Sadly, no. But I do plan on going this year. Depending on how the betting goes, if I can save up some nice profit there, I'll be heading to Minnesota.
There you go.
And then Cabana says, what teams have surprised or let us down this season?
I have a bunch of letdown spots, I will say. I'll say the biggest letdown, you could take either Sox, Boston or Chicago. I think either one of those could be the biggest letdowns, along with Miami. I think Miami was a big letdown. I did not expect them to be that bad. I had a divisional ticket for them at 12-1. I figured, look at that starting lineup. They get a little bit of offense. They could be decent. No, they weren't. I'll say the biggest surprise team has to be Cleveland. Has to be Cleveland coming out of the Central, and being 11 games up on the White Sox. I just think that's crazy. So I'll say either Sox for the biggest letdown, and the biggest surprise to me this year was Cleveland.
Well, I'm shocked that you didn't use this one, but my biggest surprise is going to be one of the teams I am growing to hate the most, and that's the Baltimore Orioles. Despite falling off.
That was a surprise team too, yeah. But I went with the division winner.
That's fine. Despite falling off lately, they're still 80 and 76. Most likely they'll finish
one more game
500.
and they get equal 500. Yeah, they were the first team to hit their win total. I had their win total over 62, so I expected them to have a better year this year. To this extent, not at all, but it was cool to see.
Yes, so they are my most surprising team. And the team that has let me down the most,
or not let you down, but the biggest letdown team.
It's it's got to be okay. So this doesn't count from before the year for me. Miami Marlins are kind of like the Cleveland Browns. They're doomed. That's how I look at it. They're just a doomed franchise.
Ever since the Derek Jeter takeover, and then.
It doesn't surprise me that the Marlins are once again missing the playoffs. I think they'll kind of be like the next Seattle Mariners and not make it for a long time. But I guess my biggest is the LA Angels, the Los Angeles Angels. Not from the beginning of the year, but if you watch the first month of the season or a bit, the Angels were playing really well and looked like a playoff team. Like they were actually playing really well and looked like a playoff team. Looked like they might make some noise. And then they fell off a cliff, literally.
Well, then you realize that the Angels' pitching was overachieving and Trout and Ohtani was the entire offense. Hunter, and then what's his name? That's always injured. Rendon went down, and that kind of was their other piece of offense.
So that would be who let me down this year, just because
fair.
of how great they looked, and then how
I just didn't expect them to do anything. So I will say they're a lot worse than I expected, but I didn't expect them to do anything to begin with.
There you go. BetStamp, use code WILD in the referral code section. BetStamp is free, so it's a free app. Obviously, that's how I show all the odds every day. That is the app I use here on the screen. Making improvements all the time. They now have same game parlays available, which is awesome for me.
Just waiting for them to
I
add
won't
round
have
robins.
to write them out myself. And they also have more stuff like live betting that is now what's the word? Verified. So everything's verified at BetStamp as well, even live betting now. So definitely check out BetStamp. Use code WILD in the referral code section. And we'll go to other picks. Do have a college football play. When I was looking at college football yesterday, two standed out to me. The one was Tulane plus 2.5. I didn't pull the trigger on it though. I didn't ultimately.
You can pull it now. They're at 4.5.
Okay, well that kind of scares me why they're. Yeah, that game I'll stay off, but I am on Washington minus 2.5 against UCLA. I just like Washington in this spot. And then I do have a CFL parlay. I'm taking the two favorites, Winnipeg and BC, both on the money line for minus 103. I think both teams win, but I'm not confident that both teams cover. I could see two closer games than people think. Although Winnipeg did just smash Saskatchewan at home a couple weeks ago, and they're off a bye and kind of rested. Both teams are off a bye. But I could see a kind of close game with both teams off the bye there. But I like both favorites to win. So minus 103 for both favorites. And that is it for me today. Tim, what do you think for college football?
College football, I'm on Tulane. I was high on Houston coming into the year, and they've done nothing but disappoint. They won week 1, which was great against UTSA. And since then, Dodgers will be a fade. Grab the Jets as soon as you can for next week, plus the 6 before they have a competitive game against Pittsburgh. And that line moves to 3. Trust me, just grab it now. But anyways, college football, I like Tulane. I was high on Houston coming into the year. They're now 2-2. They beat Rice, didn't cover. They lost to Texas Tech and another Texas team that it was kind of a weird spots for them. I think Tulane's the better team now. I thought Houston would fight for the American. I don't really see that much anymore. I think Tulane's the better team. I'll grab them. I'm on UTSA. Everybody's going to go and look at Middle Tennessee. Look what they did last week. 25.5 point favorite. Dog. They were a 25.5 point dog. They won outright versus Miami. So that's definitely a big letdown spot. So I like them and I like the over. And then I'm on Washington as well with Terry. I think that it's a good spot for Washington. I'm not high on UCLA. Washington looks good. I'll grab the minus the 2.5 on the road. Small kind of card for that today, but we'll see where it goes tomorrow. I will say we're loaded up for tomorrow, so I'm excited.
There you go. Looking at breaking news in the NHL. Arizona claims Jonas Johansson off waivers. So people are probably thinking, what? Jonas Johansson played with the Avalanche. Before that, he played with the Sabres. He looked really bad with the Sabres. He looked better with the Avalanche, but still, now he's going to go to the worst team in hockey. So I feel bad for this guy. He's about to have a rough time. Any time he's playing, I will be on the opposite team by a lot. So that is the breaking news when it comes to the NHL. Before we get to best bets, new schedule. So starting Monday, show will be on 4 p.m. Eastern all the time. The NHL preview shows will be done. So we'll be back to our normal hockey time, which is 4 p.m. Eastern. I moved it to 3 previously to try to get some earlier baseball games in. Now that's not going to be as much of an issue. So Monday to Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern. Saturdays, there will now be 2 shows. One early on for the Saturday games that day, and one on Saturday night for Sunday's games. So it'll be, Cabana, you've been asking for your betcasts. This is kind of like a betcast. We'll be going over the Sunday games on Saturday night, but we can also get to any live betting questions anybody has as well. But there will be no more Sunday shows because of that. But I think it's better to have the show Saturday night, give people time to look over things instead of doing it right before the games start on Sunday. So that is the new schedule. Other breaking news, Wild are 3-0. You play to win the game. They are playing to win. They are. And that's why I've cashed to them all 3 games.
And then one more, it's not breaking news because it happened last night, but the number 1 prospect in baseball is making his way up to the majors. Francisco Alvarez, catcher, DH for the Mets, will be making his MLB debut, I believe, tonight. So I figure I'd bring that one up as well. Number 1 prospect in baseball. So I figure I'd throw that one out there as well. Hopefully, please be James McCann's replacement. Get him the hell away from my Mets. Anyways, that's all.
There, maybe the Mets will actually score runs for a change now. But we'll go on to over or under as we usually start the show. For me, no totals. My only total is on right now, and it is currently losing. So I'm glad not to put it down. So no totals for me today. Nick is going with Washington and UCLA over 65.5. Tim, you're going UTSA and MTSU. I'm not trying to pronounce what those are. Over 64.
The University of Texas San Antonio versus Middle Tennessee State University.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Well,
Conference USA. Let's get it.
I wrote out Dave's, the easier way to do things. Tulane against Houston, much more easier to
Which
pronounce.
Most people who bet it understand the lingo, so it's fine.
There you go. But for people that want to tail that don't, they might not know. But going to dog of the day. I'm on some first 5 dogs, but not on the money line, the +0.5. So I'm not going to put any down for today. Nick is going with Detroit first 5, +136. Tim, you're going with Tulane, +165. Dave, Middle Tennessee State, +168. And going on to best bets, my best bet, LA Dodgers first 5, -1.5, -110. Nick is going with Washington Huskies -2.5, -110. Tim, you're going with the New York Mets money line -125. Dave is going with Tulane and Houston over 53 -107. And Ryan is going with the Atlanta Braves on the money line +115. Head to head. Good luck, Ryan. But no, I wish you could both cash, but obviously we all know how I feel about the Braves and the Mets. I hope he has a home run.
You want the Mets to win the division so that you could have the Braves and the Cardinals on opposite side of the bracket. So you can have a chance.
Yes, well, nobody knows what my future bets are yet, Tim, so you're supposed to be quiet about that. Thank you very much. But yes, we will have an MLB preview show for the playoffs, which we'll discuss futures in. That will be coming right at the end of the baseball season. But obviously, you've heard of some things from Tim here about my ones I'm looking at. But yeah, Tim's taking the Mets to win the World Series. Can that surprise anybody?
Well, I also like Seattle to win the AL. So
there you go. Ryan says weather permitting.
The weather should be fine. It's only a 2% chance of rain in Atlanta tonight, according to RotoWire.
Oh, and Cabana's talking about that rookie.
Because
it's his debut.
I don't know if he's starting. The starting lineups have not come out yet, but he got brought up, and they mentioned him possibly starting.
Oh, okay. So if they announce the lineup early enough, it's possible that some books might have his prop, but that might be tough.
Yeah.
But that is today's show. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Smash the like button if you like the content. Smash the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. We just hit 400. Next goal is 500. So help us out if you haven't subscribed already. If you're watching on Twitter, as some people do, come join us on YouTube. We'd love to have you in the live chat. You can ask questions away, and we'll answer them. But best of luck to everybody on your bets tonight. And we will see you for the Toronto Maple Leafs show at 4 p.m. Eastern. Also tune into Power Hour on Picks and Parlays. I will be on there in about 20 minutes. So tune into that as well. But best of luck to everybody on your bets tonight. Have a good one, guys.